Forget gurus. Forget anyone claiming to be an online business expert without going through the challenges of entrepreneurship themselves. The Real Money, Real Business podcast is here to prove the best insights in online business comes from your fellow online business builders. We dig into stories of entrepreneurs selling their business on the Empire Flippers marketplace so that you can learn how they made their business profitable, how they overcame obstacles, and what lessons they learned in their online journey. If you want to take your business and your knowledge to the next level, you've come to the right podcast. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, Michelle here with another great business to discuss on this episode of the Real Money, Real Business podcast. Today's guest is Robert, and he's selling his SaaS business on the Empire Flippers marketplace. Welcome to the show, Robert. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. I'm glad to have you here today, and I'm looking forward to learning more about your business. But before we dive in, let's go over a brief summary of it. It's a SaaS business in the business, retail, and wholesale niches created in February 2017. The average monthly revenue for the business is $45,430, and it makes an average of $23,623 per month in net profit. For everyone listening, you can visit empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 55755 to learn more about the business. Or you can unlock this listing to start your due diligence if you're interested in purchasing this asset. So now that I've given a general overview of the business, let's see what's included. We have a domain with all site and content files, an additional domain with a 301 redirect, an email list with over 19,500 user accounts, including email data stored on Intercom and Email Octopus, social media accounts for Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, intellectual property, an affiliate network, and employee contracts. So how did you guys come up with the idea to start this business?
My business partner, my cousin, he was selling on Amazon as a wholesale reseller, and he needed this software. There was only one in the market, and it was really bad. So we ended up creating this.
That's fantastic. So how does this business primarily make money?
All of our revenue is generated from subscriptions. We have 7 plans total, 5 of which are legacy. And yeah, it's a subscription model.
So why did you guys choose this business model?
When we were creating the business, he, as in my business partner, was already subscribed to many SaaS companies as an Amazon wholesale reseller already. And the model that we saw, like broad case, would be a SaaS model. There was very little, if not any, one-time license fees, because the value you can provide with a SaaS model is much greater than a one-time license. The sole ability to have recurring revenue to provide features to your end user is something that we really thought about in the beginning, and that's what we kind of stuck with.
That's wonderful. So why have you guys decided to sell now instead of growing or keeping your business?
Well, there are other business ventures that we would like to go into. And as many investors and bootstrappers know, that you can't bootstrap a business without capital. And yeah, that's really why we're selling this business.
That's fair enough. So is there anything you've learned from this business that you would apply to future businesses?
Customer service is super important. It's valuable. It does not scale at all, but to get off the ground, it provides users with trust in your product because there's someone there guiding them through using the platform and kind of gauging what kind of things they would need to use the platform, what kind of features, etc. So that's something that we found kind of invaluable, and still to this day we have chat support. Another thing that we learned a lot about was affiliate marketing. Initially, this kind of goes to say that the viral effect is almost invaluable. So we reached out to larger content creators initially, and we got absolutely rejected. They would not deal with us because they had no idea who we were, and they could not put their name on the line for a small business that they could not trust themselves. So we ended up having to reach out to smaller influencers first. And we even, I believe, gave a larger percentage. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that, to the initial affiliates because we had no idea really how to get an affiliate on board. And eventually, as our brand grew, we were able to reach out to larger affiliates, get them on board, and have them market our software for us. The sole ability to do that, you're essentially outsourcing your marketing department.
That's big.
Huh?
Sorry, I was saying that's a big leap of faith to outsource.
It absolutely is because you have very little control. Maybe an influencer would post something awful in their story about the product, and maybe the next day post something super beneficial.
Yeah, so which one do you take, the bad one or the good review?
We'll take both.
Make sure it cancels out.
Yeah, bad PR is better than no PR.
In a sense, that's true. Hopefully, people make their own decisions about their product you're offering. They can see the value in it.
Yeah, so that's definitely what we went with there. Also, all of my software development knowledge came from this business and growing this business. There were a lot of technical pains as well, which I'll talk about later.
Okay. So for your business, where does the majority of your traffic currently come from?
Majority of our traffic comes from direct links followed by referrals.
Okay, so direct links. And what do you do in terms of marketing for your business?
We don't spend any time on marketing besides affiliate outreach.
It's incredible, the power of these affiliates.
Yeah, the ability that you have from affiliates is kind of wild because every affiliate, they all have their own kind of niche audience, and you kind of reach all of them by having so many affiliates rather than spending $150 on Facebook ads for a week and none of them hit your target audience. So,
okay. And Robert, what have you tried that didn't work for your business?
So we had the initial thought process to go to Facebook, to go to Google Ads and spend as much money as possible, which at the time was very little. It was $150 per week. And that did not work at all. And as I mentioned just before, affiliate marketing was our go-to kind of strategy. We also had a lot of technical issues. As you could imagine, I was just starting out, I was learning. So I ended up using a technology that was way over my head. I don't know if any of you have heard of it, but it's Kubernetes. For a one-person team, this is awful. So much overhead for very little gain, in my opinion. So we ended up staying up basically entire nights trying to revert the code base for about a week. And yeah, moral of the story, I was very much over my head as a sole backend developer. And yeah, so from now, we always try and have the ability to revert. That is super valuable for anything, really.
Okay. So if you were to keep the business, what are some ways that you would try to grow it?
So our growth rate right now is over 100%. And I believe, again, it's very strongly because of our affiliate network. So I would definitely try and grow the affiliate program, like 2 larger content influencers, because at the moment we only have a few, right? Having larger influencers is very difficult because the amount of trust that they have to put in your brand is tremendous because it's also their name. And yeah, so I would work on getting them on board. So we would try to utilize this. I feel like both the email list and the affiliate marketing could do tremendous heights on growth. So yeah.
Okay. So for people who aren't familiar with your particular business model, the SaaS business model or the niche, what would you say are the skills that are required to run a business like the one that you've built?
So you need project management. You need the ability to communicate with developers. If you have a developer, which most of the time, if you take our employee contracts, there is one front-end developer that works with us at the moment. You will have to communicate with them the problems that are occurring. If you can't, then it takes a lot more time for a developer to kind of understand the problem and get a solution resolved. So if they're interested in taking the employee contracts, which I don't know if they won't, I don't know if that makes sense, if they will or if they won't, then they need some kind of team, right? The employee contracts come with quite a few people. So we have currently a social media manager who's working on growing our platforms, which is super valuable, although affiliates are more valuable. But we also have a designer.
Basically, everything in place for a buyer to come in and just take over.
Absolutely. We have documentation. We have basically everything that someone could want from a business.
It sounds like you've really tried to think about your standard operating procedures and make sure that the transition goes smoothly for a new owner. So I just have to ask you, would you be willing to commit to a non-compete?
Yeah.
And how much support are you offering buyers?
We are offering 60 days of email and Skype support during business hours of, I believe, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern.
And are you willing to negotiate something like an earnout?
Yeah. All terms are negotiable at the right price.
And putting yourself in the shoes of a buyer, why do you think that this is a business worth buying?
Because of growth potential. I think that most of the time a buyer does not take this into consideration. They take into consideration the trailing 12 months. All right. So growth potential of the business is tremendous. With the affiliate network that we have, and like the sheer amount of users, the email list, etc. If I was in a buyer's shoes, I would purchase this business because the amount of work that's been put in to have a stable business, and with the ability to only maintain it for a set amount of hours. The only reason why we are currently at 40 hours per week is because we have nothing else lined up that we can do without capital. So maintenance mode on this app would be 5 hours per week. And that would be basically a dream.
Yeah, well, thanks for that. Is there anything else that we might not have gone over that you would like to share about your business?
No.
All right, brilliant. Well, thank you very much for your time, Robert. It's been a pleasure to learn about you and your business.
Yep. Thank you for yours as well.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. To learn more and see if this listing has already been sold, head over to empireflippers.com/marketplace and search for listing 55755. If you're watching this on YouTube, click in the link in the description to go straight to the listing. Once you've unlocked this listing, you'll be given everything you need to know about this business. So until next time, enjoy your digital journey.